और ये मेरे अल्फाज नहीं है। तो इतनी मोटी किताब लिखना जरूरी थी आपको? सलीस खुलासा कीजिए. And I assume everyone here understands Urdu too, right? So if someone doesn't, please raise a hand. And no one's raising a hand. जी जनाब.
Salis
देखिए.
philosophy. All right. So this is it. I'm cheating because I've had a heads up on this question. Um, I think as founders or as even technologists, there are a couple of common challenges or problems that we face, and they don't have anything to do with finance. They just have to do with how we approach issues. What frameworks do we use, right? तो उसमें से सबसे बड़ा है कि नंबर कहाँ से आते हैं. तो द फर्स्ट पॉइंट आई थिंक ऑन माई लिस्ट इज कि हाउ डू यू एक्चुअली गेट अ सेंस ऑफ व्हाट द नंबर्स फॉर अ प्रोजेक्ट और अ टीम और अ प्रोडक्ट लुक लाइक. सो एक ये है, एक ये लॉन्च कैसे होता है, प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करने जा रहे हैं तो कैसे लेके जाएंगे, राइट. द बिग वन फॉर मी वॉज आइडिया सिलेक्शन. मेरे पास 15 आइडियाज़ हैं लेकिन टाइम मेरे पास एक पे काम करने का है. तो हाउ डू आई पिक द वन दैट वुड मेक सेंस एंड वुड वर्क. Egg is market sizing. How big is the market, and how do I know how big it is, right? Egg is data and assumptions. So I think about 8 or 10 different puzzles that I've had to face, that I've had to sort of think about, look at, think through, and at least I've struggled with them. And when I teach people and I work with them, I think I've seen them struggle with also. So the book essentially is a framework for addressing and tackling these challenges and problems. At different point in times, even when we work as technologists, we wear founder hats. You don't have to be an external founder to be a founder, right? Even if you're doing something different, like me choosing Delphi over VC++ out of my take, this was a better platform, that launched a completely different practice that in 1997 did about $250,000 with 20 people sitting in Karachi.
What are the 20% key lessons that perhaps have 80% of value in this book? Now, in a way, you've already highlighted them, so we can skip this.
No, but I think there are two that are very important. One is ship early. I think एक हमारा बहुत बड़ा मसला है, किताब में इतना क्लियरली शायद ना लिखा हो, लेकिन जब आप लॉन्च पे जाएंगे तो दो चीज़ें आएंगी. एक है कि यू आज मैं किसी से बात कर रहा था, आई टोल्ड देम कि व्हेन यू थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट, इट्स एसेंशियली अ सर्च ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम, राइट. एंड जैसे हम बाकी कॉम्पिटिशनल प्रॉब्लम्स की बात करते हैं, वी टॉक अबाउट कि आप रिसोर्सेज लगाएं. तो सर्च ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, नॉट सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, बट सर्च ऑप्टिमाइजेशन में द मोर बैंडविथ यू ऐड, द फास्टर यू कैन हैक द प्रॉब्लम, एंड द मोर नेटवर्क्स यू ऐड टू योर कॉम्पिटिशनल कैपेसिटी, यू कैन हैक इट फास्टर. So think of customers as a network of power, of computational power. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to solve for an optimal fit by bringing them in as early as possible. So ship early. I think that's the biggest thing. If there's nothing you take away ship early. I think there are two pieces, and I talk about this in the book. There is price and there is valuation, right? And so price and valuation, if you think in terms of structure, price शायद यहाँ पर हो, valuation शायद यहाँ पर हो आपकी, right? Sometimes it's the other way around. यहाँ पे valuation है, यहाँ पे price है. It's not static, and it changes and it varies depending on where you are in the mix. Ultimately, it's a function of where markets are, right? And what you're offering, how much of that is in demand. तो अगर मार्केट अच्छी है, there are a lot of buyers on the table, you'd get what you want. It's not a function of models. जो deals होती हैं, transactions होती हैं, जो चीज़ें structure होती हैं, they're not a function of models. They're more a function of dynamics on both sides. So you can do the model to sort of start the conversation, but ultimately closure is a function of parties on both sides.